Dear friends, welcome to this week's edition of the Inspired Parsha. This week we have the incredible privilege to read a double Parsha, the Parshas of Acharei and Kedoshim. And like every Parsha, there's so many rich Torah ideas, especially in the Hasidic world, but I just want to focus on one pasuk, one verse. This is a famous pasuk. It's in Vayikra, chapter 19, verse 2. Kedoshim tiyu, you should be holy, ki kadosh ani Hashem, because I, God, am holy. So the first part of the pasuk, first part of the verse makes sense. God wants us to be holy. God wants us to elevate ourselves. But what's the second part? Ki kadosh ani Hashem, because I, God, am holy. We can never be like God. You know, he's not physical at all, and he is, by definition, he's holy. You know, that's all he is. How can we ever be like God when it comes to kedusha, when it comes to holiness? So there's a beautiful insight from Rav Tzadok HaKohen of Lublin, a great Hasidic rabbi. He says that what it means is God brought into the physical world the potential for holiness, right? Everything around us has potential for kedusha, for holiness. We can uplift it, so to speak. And that's our task here in this world. When we uplift the physical world, which includes ourselves as well, then we are bringing godliness into the world, and in that way we're becoming, so to speak, like God himself. What an incredibly powerful idea. Every day we have opportunities around us to uplift people, to do chesed, tzedakah, to learn Torah, to pray. Those are all ways that we're elevating ourselves. And of course we could elevate objects. You know, there's the great mitzvah of lulav and esrog. We're taking something from this world and elevating it to a higher purpose. Everything around us has that potential for kedusha, for holiness. It's up to us to really make it. And in that way, when we do that, we become like God, so to speak, himself. You know, Rav Tzadok says in another place, he says that there's a famous pasuk, a famous verse, Ki mal haaretz kinyanecha. God has filled this world with your acquirings. What does that mean, your acquirings? He explains that means that he filled this world with ways to acquire him. You know, when we do things, when we do mitzvahs, when we look into the world and look for ways to get closer, to bring godliness, holiness into the world, we are acquiring him, so to speak. And the Baal Tanya writes very similarly. He says that God's wish, so to speak, is to have a dwelling place in the lowest places of the world. What does that mean? God wants us to go to these low places sometimes in the world and to make that into a dwelling place for him, to make that into a godly place, so to speak. Through doing these things, we are creating holiness. We are being like God. God created this world in an unfinished state, in a world that's physical, and we have the ability to take that physical world that has potential for holiness and to actualize it and to turn it into holiness. I always like to leave everyone with a bracha, with a blessing. Elevate this world. You know, we live in this world with so much beauty, so much complexity, and yes, a lot of struggles too, but there's so many opportunities to get ourselves to bring holiness down into this world, to elevate this physical world around us, including ourselves. I want to wish everyone here a wonderful Shabbos Kodesh. Thank you so much for listening.